Welcome to our next edition of ADX. Well, today we'll be dissecting how plus DI and minus DI works out and how we'll be interpreting them. ADX is measure of trend strength. It does not give you the direction. But at the same time, plus DI is the buying pressure and minus DI is the selling pressure. Combined will reveal who controls the market and how strong it is. Without wasting any time, let's straight away jump into the stock of Apple. Just watch here from 18th of November to 31st of December 2024. It had an upside movement. Plus DY was moving up, whereas minus DY was coming down. Just notice the difference between the plus DI and the minus DI widened as the stock price gathered strength. And here, while it was moving down, minus DI had moved up. As we just saw, plus DI or the positive directional indicator is strength of upward move. Minus DI or negative directional indicator is the strength of downward move. ADX will give you the trend filter. Let's put in ADX in Apple's chart again. Now watch here. The black line is the ADX. As the difference between the plus DI and minus DI widened, ADX started to move up and so did the stock price gather momentum. Watch here, ADX was faltering, minus DY was moving up, plus DY was coming down, so we were in a negative zone. Minus DI was suggesting that the bears were having an upper hand. So what did we learn briefly from here? Plus DI is greater than minus DI. Bulls are in control. When minus DI is greater, bears are in control. When ADX is above 20 or 22, 25 odd levels, well, it confirms genuine momentum for the stock. Whereas low or sideways reading for ADX is an unreliable signal. NVIDIA. Well, one-sided move from 22nd of May to 28th of June 2024. ADX shot up in a major way. The ADX during 31st of October to 17th of January in the same stock in NVIDIA was actually lower than majority of the time was lower than 20. And just watch it, the stock price moved nowhere. Well, no matter how much plus DI or minus DI crossed over, there was no movement in the stock and ADX remained in fact below the threshold level of 20. As I just showed you in NVIDIA, we occasionally come across whipsaws in plus DI and minus DI. We need to filter out the noise. As we saw, ADX, low values of ADX gives you false entries. We need to filter out such instances. Let's see what are the steps to do it. Come on, let's go ahead. What's the stock of Tesla? In the first case, it was all noise. The stock had gone nowhere. It was trading at around the same levels. The ADX, in fact, in that time had come below 20 and seldom was moving upwards. As such, the stock price moved nowhere. Well, what's the strong signal here? The ADX was moving up. The difference between the plus DI and minus DI was quite sizable in nature and ADX continued to move up. And as we see here, NVIDIA had a strong upside move. We need to check out the opposite peak crossover. Let us do it this way. Ignore the first crossover and then act only when we get an opposite peak crossover. Let's check it on the charts to get a first-hand feel. Watch out PLTR. The crossover had taken place long back. Again a false crossover had taken place, but this time just watch the blue line was moving up. That is the plus DMI was gaining strength. It crossed the MDI's previous peak and that is the place where we should be acting. Not on the first crossover. Wait for this particular confirmation to take place. Another way, higher high by dominant DI must form a higher high after the crossover. Example, plus DI rising above plus DI's previous high, and that shows buying pressure is there. The same PLTR chart, well, here it is. You got a higher high in PDI itself. It crossed the 20 SMA on the higher side. The chart crossed the 20 SMA, and this is the signal you are getting, and this is the result in front of you. Of course, ADX also supported it massively. Another filter which you can use is plus DI and minus DI touches but does not diverge strongly. Often false start, it flirts without a follow through. Valid only if ADX is rising and momentum expands. That means allow the momentum to expand. Whenever series of crossovers are taking place, do not take the trades immediately. Let the gap between the PDI and minus DI show some major deviation. Watch the chart of Amazon at around this level. It seems every other day the plus DI and minus DI is crossing each other. ADX is falling downwards and may have even moved below 20. It stayed well within the 20 zones and then made a kiss-like formation about to cross over, plus DI about to cross over, then it moved up. Let's check one by one. Here what happened is, you should be initiating the trade once you get a difference in these two plus DI and minus DI reading, and this is the place where you should be thinking of taking a long trade, because the plus DI and minus DI has decisively started to deviate from each other. Well, much more than that, you will be getting the results when ADX starts to move higher. The next major point is threshold confirmation. Reliable confirmation requires ADX to be at least 20 to 25 and rising, dominant DI crossing with strength, and below the threshold, well, in that case, the market is indecisive. What's the latest chart of Tesla? Well, ADX was below 20, ADX was flat, there was no move. Every other day, the kiss and flirt took place. There were kisses, there were flirts, whatever be it. Once there was a higher high formation from plus DI, that was the inflection point. Watch what is happening in ADX now, and well, the move is strongly up. In fact, you can take it this way. The stock price, after giving you the signals from $357.58 range, it has gone up to as high as $432. Well, this is a ADX momentum entry system. You can take it this way. For bullish setup, ADX should be above 20 or 24. Mainly, it should be rising much more than this number, 25. It should be rising. Plus DI should be greater than minus DI, and it should be widening gradually. Ideally, price should be above 20 MA. Enter on break of the swing high. Below this recent swing low should be the stop, and this is for bullish setup. For bearish setup, again here too, ADS should be in rising mode. Minus DI here should be above plus DI, and it should be widening. Price ideally should be below 20 EMA. Enter on break of swing low, and recent swing high is your stop. Let's take the key takeaways. Plus DI minus DI is the direction, ADX is the strength, structured approach, conviction trades, and you will be getting fewer traps. How can you avoid the whipsaws? Well, the opposite peak crossover, that will help you. Higher high by the dominant DMI, that will also help you. And the kiss and flirt formation when the two DIs starts to widen. That's it for this video. In the next video, we'll take up ADX trio with other indicators like MACD, RSI, or moving averages.